Yep, that's a Scorsese movie. Killers of the Flower Moon, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Lily Gladstone, Jesse Plemons, Robert De Niro, Brendan Fraser, and a host of others, tells the true story of white men in the 1920s who married and systematically murdered Osage families to gain claims to their oil rich land. I'm going to be real, I want to keep this review short so that I can go and play Spider Man, so let's just jump right into the good. Starting with just about every single performance in this movie is phenomenal. Leonardo DiCaprio, you know what you're going to get with him. You know you're going to get an absolutely amazing performance. People that are saying that this is his best performance ever, I wholeheartedly disagree with. I think that there are plenty of other performances that he is better in, but that's not to say that he's bad in this movie. He is definitely still really good. This is one of Robert De Niro's best performances in years, though. He was absolutely phenomenal in this for being 80 years old. He could have easily just shoehorned it in and said, "Yeah, I'll just get another paycheck just cuz." But no, Robert De Niro acted his ass off in this movie. He was phenomenal as King Hell. You really do not like him and you really hate him. And another thing with Leo, like you definitely feel conflicted on what to feel about him. But the heart and soul of this movie, and I think that everybody agrees with it. I don't know if she's going to be considered a lead actress or a supporting actress at the Oscars. In my opinion, she should be considered a lead. Lily Gladstone absolutely kills it in this movie. If she doesn't win an Oscar for this performance, I have absolutely no faith in the Academy because she was absolutely phenomenal in this movie. You feel so much for her. The best way that I can describe this movie is it just makes you angry. You just really feel angry for her because you know she's turning the other cheek and she has an idea of what Leo's character is doing, and you just really feel every single emotion that you know that Molly is feeling. You are very much put in her shoes in the story, even though Leo is the main centerpiece of this story. The heart and soul of it, everything that you feel is feeling, and you side with Molly throughout this entire movie. As for all the other good aspects of this movie, it's Scorsese. You know what you're going to get. It's well shot, it's well acted all across the board. The set designs are phenomenal. The score's great. Again, it's Scorsese. You know what you're going to get in a Scorsese movie. And with all that out of the way, let's get into the negatives about this movie. These are all pretty minor nitpicks, but it very well could have been my theater. But the audio was really weird at times, specifically when Leo was yelling or people were just really loud. It got really fuzzy in my theater. Again, that might have just been my theater. I saw it in IMAX, but that was something that I just noticed. And then it's a 3.5 hour long movie. It is definitely long, but it still moves at a good enough pace for a 3.5 hour long movie. But if you don't want to make an entire day out of going to see this movie, because I went to go see it at 7:30 and I got home at 11:45, that shows you how long it is. So if you don't want to make a day out of watching this movie, treat it like a mini series whenever it does come out on Apple TV. But I still would highly recommend seeing this in theaters. And then another thing is that it's really easy to miss some of the time jumps, and it takes you out of the movie for a second to readjust because Ernest and Molly just have kids all of a sudden. You're just like, oh wait, okay, we've jumped like 2 or 3 years in the future, and it takes you a little bit to readjust to that and just realize and establish yourself where they are at in the timeline. But that's still not even that really big of a complaint. I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 5. There's nothing that it does wrong, but there's nothing that it really like hits home at the next level. This isn't really a movie that I'm gonna actively go out and rewatch. I don't think that there are many Scorsese movies that are really that rewatchable for me. I know it's great, but there's really not too much rewatchability with it. Whereas other movies like Oppenheimer earlier this year, even though you know exactly what's going to happen, there's just I just feel like there's something more to it. So that's going to wrap up my review for Killers of the Flower Moon. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. I'm going to go play Spider Man, and we'll see you in the next movie review.